Hey everyone, welcome to part 16, which brings us to the end of Suikoden I HD Remaster. I hope you're enjoying this guide, and if you are, be sure to hit that like button. Thank you all for coming along on this journey with me, and a special thank you to all of the channel members. Now without further ado, let's dive into it. At the end of part 15, I had just upgraded 3 of my party members' weapons up to the maximum level of level 16, and now I just want to take a quick moment to head back to Moravia, and we're going to get enough money in order to get all of our other characters up to level 16 weapons as well. So we head down to the basement, we'll talk to Vicky, and then we want to request teleportation to return to Moravia. The enemies in this area are very quick and easy to defeat and give a whole lot of potch as a reward, so it only took me a couple minutes to get enough potch to max out those 3 weapons. Every weapon that you decide to max out to level 16 is going to cost you 70,000 potch to bring it from level 15 to level 16, so if you wanted to upgrade 2 weapons, which would be recommended, you only need 140,000 potch, which would only take a couple minutes to earn inside Moravia. But I got enough to get all 6 of my party members up to level 16 weapons. So now that I have that money, I'm going to return to the second floor. I'll head back over to the right side of the screen, and then I can talk to Mace in white, and I'm going to upgrade the remaining party members. You definitely want to make sure that Valeria's weapon is upgraded from level 15 to level 16, and then you want to make sure that Kirkus's weapon is also upgraded to level 16 because those 2 are going to be in our final party. However, Milia will not be in our final party. It's completely optional whether or not you want to upgrade her weapon all the way to level 16 as well. But all the other 5 party members, make sure they have level 16 weapons. And then when you're done upgrading those weapons, let's go over to the elevator and we're going to take it up to the 4th floor so that we can continue the story with a pretty lengthy cutscene. We'll head over to the right side and talk to Matthew to begin. Commander Matador, Shasarazade has fallen. Our way to the capital is now clear. It is time to gather our forces and attack Gregminster. Commander Matador, please give me the order to march forward. As a physician, let me make this clear. I will not allow Sir Matthew to go into battle. But I must go. I can't just abandon my duty. I swore to my sister Odessa. We'll say, we march on the capital. Thank you, Commander Matador. 20,000 Imperial troops remain within the capital. They will be desperate and prepared to fight to the death. Please gather all the members of the Liberation Army. We must raise the morale of all our forces. All right, our troops have all assembled, Sir Matthew. Commander Matador, let's begin. Warriors of the Liberation Army, the time has come at last. This is the final hour of the tyrannical imperial regime that has oppressed us for far too long. Think of your friends, think of your families, and fight for them today. The earth quakes with the wrath of the people. Their cries echo in the heavens. Now is the time for this to end. You have reached this moment at last, Matador. The time has come to tell you everything. My sister, Windy, lusts for vengeance against this world. Centuries ago, our ancestors, the Gate Rune clan, possessed a power that led to their massacre. Windy and I alone escaped using this power, the power of the Gate Rune. The Gate Rune consists of 2 runes, the front and back, or the entrance and exit. My sister possesses the front Gate Rune, and I the back. Our powers are 2 sides of the same coin. Then it was Windy who tried to kill you? To increase her own power, my sister attempted to take the back Gate Rune from me. That is why I fled to Magician's Island. I set up wards to guard the Gate Rune and waited patiently, biding my time. I was waiting for someone like you to appear, Matador. Listen, everyone. The 108 stars of destiny have all come together here. You are all wandering stars, traveling freely across the skies, yet you have gathered to this one place. Together you will surely be victorious. Now wait a minute, lady. You said there were 108 stars here, but you're wrong. We're missing one. Gremio. Matador, I shall show you the power of my gate rune. Warriors of the Liberation Army, members of the 108 Stars of Destiny, quiet your hearts and think of your friend. Let the dimensional gates open, unite the hearts of the 108 stars, and bring him here to us. Oh, I don't want to die here. There's so much more to do for the young master. That's right, I left the laundry hanging, and I need new ingredients for the stew. Huh? What? Gremio! Gremio! Cleo? Pan? Young master, You have witnessed the combined power of the gate rune and the 108 stars, but this will not be possible again. Our war with the Empire is nearing its end. We have lost many of our own. For our departed comrades, and above all, for the sake of our future, we must fight on. We must bring an end to this war under the banner of the Liberation Army, under your commander, Matador. Victory will be ours. 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 Y'all better put up a good fight tomorrow. Ain't that right, Sidonia? Heh. Come on, mend what you can mend. This is our final chance. We show them power of kobolds. Everyone follow Kuromimi. Woof woof. And now we're in control of our character once again. I would highly recommend heading downstairs to the first floor so that you can save the game, because we have another army battle coming up. In fact, it's our very last army battle, and we do not want to permanently lose one of the members of our army. If we do, we miss out on a trophy. So head downstairs, you can rest and then save the game with Marie, and then we're going to head right back upstairs to the 4th floor to continue on. Let's head over to the right and talk to Matthew to begin. Commander Matador, this will be our last battle. I await your orders. Now we're going to say, all right, advance. Understood. Sir Uber, the Liberation Army is approaching. Liberation Army? Wahahaha. Against the might of our 100,000 troops, their pathetic band of rebels can hardly be called an army. Master Matador, we've spotted the enemy army. They number about 100,000 strong. 100,000? That's impossible. Most of that number must be monsters conjured by my sister. I will send them back to the underworld. O Gate Rune, return those summoned by thy kin to whence they came. Sir Hubert, the monsters, they're vanishing. What? They must have Lady Windy's sister with them. Not to worry, she stands no chance against Lady Windy's magic on her own. It's no use. I'm not strong enough to defeat my sister. We'll say, I can use the Soul Eater. You mustn't. You must never use that rune's power. Inheritor of the Gate Rune, I will lend you my power. O Dragon Rune, grant her your inhuman power, your power that rends the heavens. Sir Uber. Have no fear. Even without the monsters, we still have the advantage. All troops, advance. This brings us to the final army battle of the game, which is appropriately called the Last Battle. In this battle, we have 20,000 Imperial Army troops versus our 18,710 troops. Scum, trash, how dare you defy me? I'll slaughter you. I don't think so. The first order of business is to go to the other command, and then we're going to choose the Dragon Knights and have them come down and take away 5,000 of the enemy soldiers. On the first round of combat, the enemy loves to use a charge attack, so we're going to use a magic attack to get the advantage. We'll use Children of the Runes, and that will be powerful enough to take away 5,000 more of their troops, effectively cutting their troop numbers in half by the end of the first round of combat. Now for the second round, we don't really know what the enemy plans to do, so we're going to go to Other, and then we're going to choose the ninjas, and we're going to have them scout out the enemy and let us know exactly what they plan to do without fail. We learn that the enemy is planning Uber's charge. It's a charge attack, so let's go ahead and use another magic attack. This time I'm going to use the magic users. It's slightly less powerful than the last magic attack, but we'll still take away 4,000 of the enemy troops. At this point, we've taken away 14,000 of the enemy troops and we've lost 0, which is pretty good. We're going to go ahead and use the ninjas one more time to investigate the enemy and figure out exactly what they plan to do. And I guess they really like to use charge attacks because they're going to try it again. Luckily, we have another magic attack that we can do with the Soldier Beauties. It has an attack power of 20, which is the same as the last attack, which means we're going to take away another 4,000 of the enemy troops, leaving them with only 2,000. I'm not sure what the enemy is going to do on this turn, so I'm going to use the other option, and then I'm going to go to the ninjas one more time, because I have one more use of them, and we're going to have Fuma to determine what the enemy plans to do. And he reports back that the enemy is planning a bow attack, meaning we should do a charge attack, but I really want to win on this turn, so I'm going to use the strategist to boost the attack of my next charge attack. And now that the attack power of the next 2 charge attacks is boosted, we can go ahead and use one of those to end the battle. Let's use the knights, and then Maximilian will lead the charge and defeat the Imperial Army once and for all. Even though we chose correctly, bow attacks will still always do a little bit of damage, and the enemy in the end took away 584 of our soldiers, while we took away all 20,000 of theirs. Congratulations, our forces were victorious. Looks like this is the end of the line. This is it, the end of the Empire. Ah well, I have no regrets. Ah, Commander Matador, looks like we're just in time. I am Hanzo, head of the Rakaku Ninja. We've been hiding out in the fields waiting for this moment to arrive. Chief Hanzo, you're alive! As you can see, but I had to keep it a secret, forgive me. No, don't apologize. You've come a long way, Commander Matador. We of the Warriors Village are here to stand with you. It's been a magnificent battle, the likes of which we have not seen for a long time. If only our father, Cliff the Crusader, was here. Hey, Matador, we don't have time to listen to this old geezer prattle on for hours. We gotta storm Gregminster. Look at us, Matador, back in Gregminster. And under very different circumstances from when we escaped. Now then, all that's left is to bring down Barbarossa. Time to take the palace, Matador. Commander, take me with you. I want to avenge Odessa with my own hands, please. Well, we have to take Victor and Flick along with us into the end of the game, but that means we have 3 more characters that we get to choose from. Starting off, I'm going to take Kirkus so that we have a good healing option. We'll also take Valeria for her damage, and for the final team member, we'll head to the bottom of the second page of names, and we'll take Kai. Please be careful, Commander Matador. We may have defeated the Imperial Army, but the Emperor himself is a formidable foe. Sir Matthew, you mustn't strain yourself. Being outside will only worsen your injuries. Please, Matador, finish what Odessa started. Before we move into the final part of the game, we have to make sure that our party is all the way ready, including their equipment, their weapons, and their level. Starting off, we're going to head into town and then over toward the right side to go into the joint item and armor shop. Starting off with the armor shop on the right hand side, if we talk to the merchant, we'll see that there's some new pieces of equipment that give us significant defense upgrades, such as the silver hat and the earth shield, but they're very expensive and we don't have enough money right now in order to purchase those things. That's okay though, because only looking at them is enough so that Chapman will be able to sell those to us within our own headquarters. So take a moment just to look at these things, and then we're going to move over toward the left side of the screen so that we can talk to the item salesman. This merchant sells a new item called the Sacrificial Buddha for 5,000 Pach, which will sacrifice itself instead of the person who's holding one, which can be pretty handy for the final boss fight so that you don't have a character who gets knocked out. And that's all we have to do in Gregminster for right now, so let's go ahead and exit out the bottom of the screen. Once we're back out into the world map, we're going to open up the menu, and then we're going to go to Items, and then Party Items, and then Blinking Mirror so that we can return to our headquarters. Now let's talk to Vicky nearby, and we're going to request teleportation, and for the last time we're going to teleport ourselves over to Moravia so that we can earn a lot of money to buy all the things that we just looked at. Before we head inside, let's take a moment to set up our formation properly. I don't like Valeria in the back row, so I'll move her up to the front row in place of the main character. So we have Valeria, Victor, and Flick in the front row, Kirkus, the main character, and Kai in the back row. Now let's head on inside Moravia, and it only took a few minutes to get right around 600,000 Pach, and all of our party members are right around level 58, which is exactly where we want to be. We can go ahead and talk to the guard over here to rest and save the game, and then we're going to head back out of Moravia to return to the world map. Now that our party members are around level 58 and we have around 600,000 Pach, we can then use the blinking mirror to return to our headquarters, and then we have to make our way up to the first floor so that we can do some shopping. Let's head down toward the bottom of the screen. If you happen to have anything that needs to be appraised, go ahead, appraise and sell them with Jabba, and then head over to the right to talk to Chapman. And now we want to buy some of those new pieces of equipment that we looked at in Gregminster. Primarily, we're going to look at these silver hats, so we need to buy 6 of them, and we'll give 1 to each party member. The next thing we want to buy is 2 of these earth shields. They're 68,000 Pach each, and we're going to give 1 to Valeria and 1 to Flick because they're the only 2 party members who can wear a shield. Alright, time to equip our party members, so we'll open up the menu, go to equipment, and with Valeria, we're going to give her an earth shield as well as a silver hat. With Victor, we'll give him a silver hat. With Flick, we'll give him a silver hat, and then the earth shield. For Kirkus, he gets a silver hat. The main character gets a silver hat. And finally, Kai will get a silver hat. Now we want to free up a little bit of inventory space by selling off the old equipment that we don't need anymore. We've got a lot of headgears, maybe some iron shields or chaos shields. Sell all that stuff off. And then we're going to head up to the top of this area, and we're going to go up 1 floor so that we're on the 2nd floor. We still got quite a bit of money, so let's head over toward the right side. We can talk to Mace wearing white, and we're going to upgrade Flick's weapon all the way up to level 16. And at this point, all 6 of our party members have level 16 weapons. There's just a couple more things that we want to do in preparation for the end of the game. The first of those is to head over toward the left to talk to Rock, who is our vault manager, and we're going to withdraw one particular orb that's currently in storage. One of the very last items in your vault, if you scroll all the way over toward the right to the last page, you should have a Cyclone orb that we picked up earlier. If you don't have it, that's okay, but this does make the end of the game a little bit safer. Let's go ahead and grab the Cyclone orb, and we're going to give it to Flick for right now. If you have the Cyclone orb, great. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. Now let's go ahead and leave the vault, and we're going to go downstairs so that we can return to the first floor. Let's head down to the bottom of the screen, and then we can talk to Jean, and we're going to have her attach that Cyclone orb to Flick. So once you choose the attach option, scroll down to Flick, then choose the Cyclone orb, and then choose Flick again to attach that Cyclone orb and turn it into a Cyclone rune. Now let's look at the 4 new abilities that Flick has thanks to that Cyclone rune. So open up the menu, choose runes, and then Flick. And we have Shredding Wind, which does damage, Healing Wind, which heals one ally fully, Storm, which damages all enemies, and Shining Wind, which damages enemies and heals our allies. Kirkus is going to remain our primary healer, but now we have a backup healer in Flick. Now let's head all the way to the right side, and we can talk to Chandler in the item shop, and we're going to buy a sacrificial Buddha for each party member. These sacrificial Buddhas may not even be necessary thanks to the amount of preparation that we've put into the end of this game. We have an appropriate level that's bordering on level 60, 58 is perfectly fine. We have great equipment, we have weapons that are leveled up appropriately to do enough damage and not drag out fights for too long. We've got good healing options, but these sacrificial Buddhas will be able to keep one party member alive just in case something wrong happens in combat. Now that we're all done getting prepared, let's head over to Marie on the right side, and we're going to rest and then save the game. After that, we're going to head back down to the ground floor, and then over to the left so that we can go into the basement area, and we're going to go ahead and talk to Vicky again. When you talk to Vicky, request teleportation, and we're going to go back to the town of Gregminster. That's going to be the very last option that you have, all the way to the right and all the way at the bottom of the list. Once we're here, we're going to proceed straight up toward the top of town and then go into the next area. Let's go forward for a scene and a battle. It's been a long time, Master Matador. I remember now. You let us go at Quaba Fortress, despite our piss-poor acting. Indeed, your name was Skoltaheim Reinbach III, if I recall correctly. So, what do you want? We need you to step aside. I'm afraid I can't. I'm an Imperial General after all. Don't you get it? The Imperial Army is finished. Stand aside. I'd hate to kill someone I owe a debt to. If the Imperial Army has fallen, so be it. I will not betray Emperor Barbarossa. I, on Gide, swore an oath of loyalty. If I were to betray him, who would he have left? Now, Master Matador, if you wish to go any further, you must do so over my dead body. Now we have a fight against Ein Gide. On hard mode, Ein Gide has 9,600 HP, and he's not a particularly difficult opponent. We want to begin the battle by having our main character use the Final Judgment rune in order to deal significant damage to him, similarly to how we used it on Sonya. Between the 2 uses of this rune that we have available to us, we'll take away about 1/3 of his health. As for our other offensive options, we'll have Valeria use her Falcon rune. Victor will attack normally, but because he has the double jab rune, he'll actually attack twice, and then physical attacks for all other party members. Just be a little bit careful because like Sonya, he can dodge your attacks and counterattack, so just be careful with that. You might be taking a little bit more damage than what you would think. In addition to his own physical attack, he does have a fire rune that he can use to damage all of our party members, but the damage output from him isn't too bad considering our level is pretty good and we've got some really good equipment on us. If the damage does start to add up, we've got plenty of healing options between both Kirkus and with Flick, so heal as necessary, otherwise just keep up the assault, and this battle will be over pretty quickly. At the end of this battle, we will be able to rest and regain all of our health as well as all of our rune charges, so don't hold back with the healing runes. You don't need to use any items for this battle or anything like that. Go ahead and use runes to your heart's content and then wrap up the fight as quickly as possible. That's really all there is to say about this battle, so I'm just going to let the fight play out from this point. The battle does end at the 26-minute and 45-second mark, so feel free to skip ahead to that point in the video, and then we'll continue on after the fight. And with the final Falcon rune, Valeria takes out Gide, winning us the battle. We gain enough experience for the main character Tenkai to get up to level 59, and we get 2,000 potch that we won't need. My Emperor, I'll go on ahead. Fool, you had it all wrong. Yeah, he died for the wrong cause. But just as some things are worthless even if they're right, maybe some things can be worthwhile even if they're wrong. After the Gide fight, we want to rest and then save the game, so let's go ahead and leave this area toward the bottom of the screen. Gide's body is mysteriously missing at this point, and now we're going to keep heading all the way down out of town. Unfortunately, the inn in this area is closed and locked, so we can't use it. We've got to return to our headquarters using the blinking mirror. And of course, we're going to head up to the first floor so that we can talk to Marie, we'll rest, and then save the game. Now we'll head back down to the basement, talk to Vicky, and request teleportation back to Gregminster. We'll then run forward toward the top of the screen, we're going to go across the bridge where we fought Gide, and then back into the final courtyard. Let's keep heading straight ahead and go into the castle. Let's proceed forward into the castle, and if you get into an enemy encounter, just let the enemy go so that we can conserve our health. Now let's head over toward the right side of the room to open up the treasure chest and get the wind-spun armor. This is one of the few cases where a character equipped with an item in Suikoden 1 will carry it over into Suikoden 2 if we equip the wind-spun armor onto Humphrey. I'm not going to spend the time to do that, but know that that is an option for you. Let's keep heading up toward the top of the area, making sure to run away from all of the random enemy encounters. But as you keep going up, you'll be ambushed by a couple guards. In this battle we cannot get away from, so we have to fight. Valeria is going to use her Falcon rune, we'll have Victor, Flick, and Kirkus use their normal attacks, but then we'll have the main character and Kai use their Unite attack. Altogether, this is going to do a lot of damage to the enemy. It might not be enough to take them out entirely, but you should be able to pick up at least a couple of kills, and then after the enemy has a chance to attack, we can just throw it into auto battle and finish the fight quickly. Okay, the first mandatory battle is over. Let's keep heading forward. And now we're going to go over toward the left side, up the stairs, and into a different area. We'll then head left and then go down the hallway, further toward the left and then go up. We want to run behind the throne and then over toward the right. We'll go up the stairs and into a new area. From here, head right toward the carpet and then start heading up. We'll get into the second of the mandatory fights. Let's go ahead and fight them the same way that we did before. Valeria uses the Falcon Rune, Victor, Flick, and Kirkus use their normal attacks, and then a Unite attack from the main character in Kai. After that, we'll just clean them up with an auto battle, and then we'll move on. Okay, the second mandatory battle is over. Let's keep heading forward, and we're going to get into the third mandatory battle. Here the strategy is exactly the same. Valeria used the Falcon Rune, Victor, Flick, and Kirkus use their normal attacks, and we'll use the Unite attack between the main character and Kai. After that, finish it up with an auto battle. Okay, with that mandatory battle over, we'll keep heading forward. Let's keep going forward until we get into another mandatory battle, and we'll use the same tactic as before. We'll keep heading up along the carpet, getting into another mandatory battle, and you guessed it, use the same tactic. Let's keep going up and we'll get into yet another mandatory fight, and we'll use the same tactic. Let's head over toward the left side and then up. Now in this section, we're going to get even larger groups of enemies, but we're going to use a different tactic this time around. We can effectively defend with all of our party members except the main character, who's going to use the Hell ability from their Soul Eater rune, and then that's going to take out all the enemies instantly. And there you go, there is the quick and easy way to take out that entire group of enemies. In fact, there are 5 groups of enemies like that as we proceed over toward the left side of the room. So we're going to use that exact same tactic of having the main character use that Hell ability from the Soul Eater rune, and we're going to instantly eliminate all the enemies along the path as we proceed along the 5 battles as we go toward the left. Alright, let's head up the stairs at the end of the hallway, and then we're going to proceed over toward the right, down a little bit, and then right again, where we get into another mandatory battle. We're all out of those Hell abilities, so we're not able to use that anymore. However, we're going to have Valeria use the Falcon Rune, we can have Victor attack, but then Flick is going to use his Storm ability to damage all the enemies. We'll have Kirkus attack, and then the main character and Kai will use their Unite attack. And that should be more than enough damage to take out all the enemies in this battle. Alright, and that ends that battle. Let's go ahead and keep moving forward. Now we can proceed up and then over toward the left side. At the room at the top, there's going to be a treasure chest that contains a power ring, and then there's also a save point here if you want it. We'll go ahead and save the game just because we're right before the final boss, and then we're going to head down and then all the way to the right. Then we're going to proceed up and then go up the stairs. We'll circle around and then start running all the way up the carpet until we get to the very end of it, but stop just before you go into the next area. We're then going to open up the menu, look for any of our party members who are injured, such as Flick, and we want to heal them up just a little bit using some either medicine or mega medicine as appropriate. Once all party members are fully healed, we're ready to go into the final boss battle, so let's proceed forward and go in. Well, well, Matador, commander of the Liberation Army, you've come so far. Come look at my garden. The flowers are in full bloom. Beautiful, is it not? And yet it is all that remains of my empire. Matador, with my own hands, I will protect this garden. I will defend the last piece of my empire to the bitter end. Dragon King Sword, give me your strength. Alright, now it's time for the final boss battle against not Barbarossa, but he instantly transforms into the Golden Hydra with 3 heads. The Golden Hydra head on the left side of our screen is the one that we want to target down first, because that head can actually heal the enemy. So what we want to do is to focus all of our attack power onto the head on our far left. On hard mode, each of these heads will have 12,000 HP, so it's going to take some time to get rid of it all. Luckily for us, this boss isn't too tricky. It basically has 2 types of attacks. It can either target one party member for more damage, or all party members for less damage. Using the Final Judgment ability on the left head twice at the beginning of battle is definitely recommended so that we can try to take out that head as quickly as possible. We'll also have Valeria use her Falcon rune to do triple damage to it. We can have Victor attack it with his normal attack. The first attack will hit that head, and then he'll choose one of the other heads randomly to attack. Flick will use a normal attack, Kirkus will use a normal attack, and Kai will also use a normal attack. Here you can see one of the party-wide attacks that the enemy used, but it didn't even take away half of our health, so we can definitely live with a couple of those before we really have to heal. Because we have those sacrificial Buddhas, we can be a little bit riskier and opt to do more damage while healing a little bit less, but if you want to, play it safe and heal up as necessary. If you want, you can have Flick use his Cyclone rune to damage the enemy. Just know that the enemy on the left who we're trying to focus down right now is invulnerable to wind-based damage, so it will take no damage, but the other 2 heads will take damage from those wind attacks. As the battle goes on, pay attention to who Victor seems to target more often with his second attack. In my case, it tended to be the head all the way on the right side. So after that head on the left is defeated, I'm going to switch targets to the one that Victor has been attacking more often, because that second head will have less health, and then I want to target that one down to eliminate it as quickly as possible. Luckily, even though the Golden Hydra has 3 heads, it still only attacks 1 time per round. As you can see, Victor's getting kind of low on health, so I'm actually going to have Flick jump in as a healer, and we're able to restore all of Victor's HP and save a party-wide heal from Kirkus for later on. Once your main character has used up both Final Judgment attacks, then switch over to using Black Shadow. That way you're still able to damage all 3 of the enemies, and in my case I'm doing around a total of 1,000 damage split between 3 heads, and that's much better than what I could do by using a normal attack. Then, once you run out of those Black Shadow uses, you can use your Unite attack with Kai, and you'll still be doing more damage than you would from just a normal physical attack. That's really all there is to say about this fight. It's pretty straightforward. Just target down the head on the left first, use party-wide attacks to damage all the heads, and then just kind of focus on the second head once that first one's defeated, and keep repeating that until all 3 heads are defeated. Luckily, unlike the Hydras of Legend, this one does not sprout 2 heads for every one that you cut off. Once a head is gone, it cannot come back. I'm going to let this fight play out, and the battle will end at the 43-minute and 30-second mark, so feel free to skip ahead to that point if you want, and I'll see you at the conclusion of the battle. With the final boss defeated, there's just a little bit more to do until we get our final trophies. Urgh! Your Majesty. Ah, Kasim. You've changed, Your Majesty. Why? We believed in you. Kasim, I miss the days we fought together side by side. You were misled by that woman, that Windy. Barbarossa, oh my, you've already lost? So much for the Golden Emperor. How dare you insult the Emperor? Oh, don't be silly. Your Majesty. Ha 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 ha! Now it's your turn, Matador. The Empire has fallen, but your Soul Eater is still mine. Give it to me now! Why do you spurn me, Soul Eater? You control life and death, devour souls. Don't you see we are meant for each other? Together we can take our revenge on this wretched world. And yet you reject me, you the most cursed of runes. Even you refuse to accept me. Stop. That's enough, Windy. What are you doing? I'll destroy you with my magic! It's no use, Windy. The Sovereign Rune on my Dragon King's sword wards off any form of magic. Even that of the Gate Rune. But you said the Black Rune. I lied. Oh, what are you doing, Barbarossa? I loved you. Liar, you only loved the part of me that reminded you of her. That's not true. I wanted to erase the sorrow that lies deep within your eyes. The sorrow of one shunned by others. I loved you, but that was a mistake. My one and only mistake, and it cannot be forgiven. Please, please don't do this to me, Barbarossa. I have only myself to blame for the loss of my empire. Matador, what brave new world will you build in its stead? Emperor Barbarossa! Please, Emperor! Your Majesty! Farewell! It's the end of the Emperor. Yes, and the end of the Empire. This place ain't gonna hold much longer. We'd better escape. Let's head down all the way to the bottom of the area, and we'll exit out the bottom. Now we just have to make our way back down toward the bottom of the castle, so run all the way down the carpet, and then circle around and then go down the stairs. Keep heading down, then over toward the left for a scene. It's those Liberation Army dogs. Don't let them out of here alive. Matador, I'll hold them off. You go on ahead. We'll say, don't take too long. Who do you think I am? I'm Victor the Victorious. I'll be right behind you, so don't you worry. Let's go, Commander. He's doing it for all of us. Now then, boys, step on up if you're ready to die. You'll have to rip the heart from my chest before I stop fighting. Let's keep going toward the right, and if you happen to get into an enemy encounter, just let the enemy go. There's literally no point in fighting. Keep on heading toward the right, and then down for a scene. Careful, you fool. Matador, Odessa chose you. She chose you to rebuild this country. No way I'm letting you get killed here. I'd never hear the end of it when I see her in the afterlife. Go, Matador. Finish what we've waited for so long. What Odessa fought and died for. Hurry, go. We'll say, don't you die here, Flick. It's a little early for me to see Odessa again. Our reunion can wait until I prove my worth. Where's Matador? He went on ahead. Now we can fight to our heart's content. Yeah, too bad it's you I'm fighting alongside. Matador fled this way. We must avenge the Emperor. Let's go, Celestial Sword. Geez, work me to death, why don't you? I swear on my sword, Odessa, you shall not pass. Look, we won! I can't believe it! We won! Yes, the Empire has finally met its end. We did it! We really did it, Selvina! Kirkus! It's finally over, Master Matador. Our Empire has fallen. Look, Tengar, we won! We defeated the Empire! Ow, ow, ow! Quit pulling me so hard! Sorry. Guess that means Black has been avenged. It's over. Hey, old man! Glad you got to be a part of all this before kicking the bucket? Quit calling me old man. Master Liu Kang, those voices, have we won? Yes, that's right. I see. Master Liu Kang, I've long despised war. I always felt it wrong to take the life of another, no matter the reason. Yet, as a military strategist, I've been responsible for the loss of countless lives. I wonder if I made the right choice. Perhaps I should have stayed in that village, whiling away the years fishing. Well, Sir Matthew, the answer to that question Have you fallen asleep, Sir Matthew? Rest in peace, my friend. You accomplished so very much. And now we move into the final credit sequence, where we actually get an update on what happened to all 108 characters that we recruited. After those updates, the credits would normally play out. I'm just going to skip that though for the sake of time, and then jump to the after credit scene where we have the main character and Gremio walk out. And Gremio has been revived thanks to recruiting all the other members of the Liberation Army. And at this point we get our final trophies of Suikoden I HD Remaster. We get the Great Rune War for completing Suikoden 1. We get the Ultimate Tenkai Star for completing Suikoden 1 on hard mode. And we get the Stars of Destiny Assembled for getting the 108 star ending by recruiting all the party members. But there's no Platinum Trophy yet because we still have to get all the trophies for Suikoden 2. At the conclusion of the game, you're prompted to save your clear data, and this is very important because we need this going into Suikoden 2. So make sure that you save the game here, and then you're all done. And this concludes Suikoden I HD Remaster. Thank you all for coming along on this journey with me. I do hope that you enjoyed this series. And in the next part, we're going to jump into the first part of Suikoden II HD Remaster. So I hope you'll join me for that. If you enjoyed this series, please be sure to hit that like button. It really helps me out. And don't forget to subscribe to join our amazing community and so that you can stay up to date with the rest of the videos in this series and more to come. I'll see you soon in part 17. Where we begin Suikoden II HD Remaster. Until then, thanks for watching and have a good day.